is going to be your foam roller scapula slide and glide, where we're going to work on getting the shoulder and all right, this is going to be your foam roller scapula slide and glide, where we're going to work on that upward rotation of the scapula that happens as we go into overhead flexion. So when we go into flexion, which our arm is going overhead, the scapula has to slide up, up, and away to be able to make that motion happen. So there's a little bit of rhythm and timing that happens between the shoulder blade and shoulder. Not only is there a little bit of rhythm and timing where they need to kind of be on the same page, but also as we raise our shoulder up, we are putting a little bit of length and load into the lat and the tricep. So the lat and the tricep are going to connect and cross bridges, and they have to be heading to length. So what does that mean? We're going to do a simple drill that actually has a lot of value if you take time to do it right. If you do this nonchalantly and just kind of roll the foam roller, you're not going to really feel it. Now, it's important to understand that you might feel this a ton on one side and not that much on the other. So I find that when I have trouble with pain or issues in overhead, I feel it on that shoulder. And if I don't have it, I don't feel it on the other. So you should feel this in the tricep, in the lat, so in the armpit area, and you should feel this in the shoulder blade. And when I say in the shoulder blade, it's not intense, it's not an overwhelming, but we want to try to feel that shoulder blade slide up, up, and away. Now, this is not a shoulder press. This is a shoulder blade slide. So it's important to remember, we're not going to be locking out our elbow. And the motion here is not going to come from the elbow. So I can go like this and lock out my elbow, and my shoulder blade and shoulder is not moving that much. So we want to think slide the shoulder blade versus just lock and punch the elbow. So you're going to need a foam roller, and what we're going to do is we're going to set up here. I'm going to have my foam roller, and the reason why this drill is so valuable, because if I just try to think about sliding my shoulder blade up, well, that's okay, but we have to remember the shoulder blade has to deal with load. So if it doesn't have the capacity to deal with that load, and if the tricep and lat can't get to length under load, then that shoulder blade will not want to go into upward rotation, okay? So here we are. What we're going to do is we're going to get kind of into this quadruped or good morning position, and then I'm going to get to the point where, if you see where my watch is, I'm going to start with my forearm on the foam roller about where my watch is, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put some length and load on the shoulder blade and armpit by thinking about not turning my chest. So I don't want to turn my chest. I want my chest to stay square. I'm going to think about reaching my elbow to the ground to get a little bit of that protraction or length on the backside. So I'm here. My thumb is going to be facing up. I'm going to think about reaching my elbow down like an inch, and I should feel my shoulder blade want to get a little bit of length. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to let go. And when I let go, the temptation is that we fall back into retraction. So we don't want to sink or lose height as we let go. That's very important. So when you let go with the other hand, don't let your shoulder blade go backwards. So I'm here. I want to think protract, and then I'm going to let go. And boom, I've got the length and load in the armpit. Now what I'm going to do is, instead of thinking just extend my elbow, I'm going to think about reaching my arm up. And as I do, I want to feel my shoulder blade start to slide up my rib cage as I keep pressure into the foam roller. And I'm going to get to the point where I feel my lat in my rib cage. And I'm going to get to where I almost extend the elbow. And then on the way back, I want to think about pulling back, pulling back, pulling back. To be truthful, you're not going to get as much load and work on the way back, so don't worry about that. It's more on the way up. Okay, so remember, it's not about just locking out. So you shouldn't get to the point where you have your arm locked out and that you're lazily just dropping your chest down, okay? We want to think about the shoulder blade sliding up again. So I'm going to do a couple reps. Here, reach the elbow to the ground just about an inch. let go, and then remember, don't lose position. So you should be actively pressing your chest away from the foam roller the entire rep. If you want to make this harder, bring your knees further away from the foam roller, and that will make this harder. I'm here, and then I think karate chop the foam roller, and then slide and reach and glide to the point where I'm almost locked out. Keep pushing into the foam roller, push into the foam roller, and then pull back. Okay, this should burn quite a bit in the backside and outside. And then picture, like I said, you have to picture that shoulder blade sliding up, up, and up. You won't feel it till the final part of the motion, but remember, don't lock out the arm. It's not coming from the elbow. So I can easily be lazy and go like this. That's just elbow extension, and I'm kind of just throwing a jab. So this is going to be your scapula sliding glide. It's a basic drill. It's not advanced, but this can help continue to teach and get that rhythm between the shoulder blade and shoulder. It's going to put some light load into the lat and tricep and armpit, and it should help to improve that overhead mobility and at least give the foundation to what we want to have happen.